Hey everyone, and welcome to this next lesson where we're going to talk about your Service Bureau Accelerator rebate incentives. So, first off, what are rebates? Well, rebates are volume based incentives that we pay out to your service bureau based on your bank product volume at the end of the season. So, think of it as a performance bonus that we pay out along with your add on fees that are all collected and paid out end of June, early July. So, how does it work? Well, you've probably heard this either in our calls or maybe even with our team when you ask, how does SBA actually make money? With our volume, right? We've been in the service bureau industry for many years now. We've grown, multiple service bureaus, and we're one of basically the largest or the fastest growing service bureau in the industry right now. We've negotiated deals with the software providers and the service banks to receive a portion of their fees paid back to us, right? So if you're familiar with like the 399 bank product fee or the 44.95, depending on the bank, as well as like the software technology and transmission fees. We've negotiated deals with the software providers and the service banks to actually get a kickback of those fees. And this is where we make revenue on bank products. And so as you grow your service bureau, we actually share that revenue with you, right? So the more volume your service bureau does, the more money you actually make per product. Now, again, these aren't fees that we've marked up that we're then paying back to you. This is fees out of the banks and the software. So the way we always like to say it is, we don't get our money out of your pockets. We get paid from the banks and the software companies. To that way we keep the fees at the bottom so that there's no other markup. So we give you guys the most competitive advantage. And in that way, again, like I said, the more volume your service bureau does, we share that with you. So here's a little breakdown of how the rebate incentives work, and this is per transmitter. So 0 to 499 bank products is $0 per product, right? You don't get a rebate if you're below 500 products. But once you hit that first rebate incentives tier, 500 to 999, you get $8 per product rebated back to you. The next tier is then 1,000 to 1,999, $10 per product. Over 2,000, it's 12, and 3,000 bank products funded and beyond, it's $15 per product. Again, a quick note, this is on all funded bank products, right? If you do 500 bank products, but you only had 300 that were funded, well, you don't get any rebate incentives. It has to be 500 funded bank products for you to qualify for that first tier, and so on and so forth. So again, if you also hit those tiers, let's say you hit the $10 rebate, maybe you did 1,200 funded bank products, it is paid on every single bank product, right? Not just the amount in that range. So you don't just get paid on products 1,000 to 1,200 $10, and then the other 500 or 8. It's on every single product. So here's a quick little example. So let's say your service bureau did 1,300 funded bank products. You now qualify for the $10 rebate on all 1,300 bank products. So that means your rebate is going to be the $10 incentive times the 1,300 products equals $13,000 that is going to be paid out to you in a rebate incentive in July, along with your add-on fees when those get dispersed. So when are the rebates calculated? Well, volume rebates incentives are calculated from January 1st all the way till May 31st annually. Okay, so that's the window from January to the end of May. That is the window that we count how many bank products get funded to determine what you qualify for on your rebate incentive. Now, the rebate incentive structure is only applicable to bank products funded up to May 31st of each tax season. So any of the products that get funded after May 31st do not qualify, right? They do not qualify for a rebate incentive. However, you still get your service bureau fees and you'll still get your add-on fees as well. Again, add-on fees from June 1st through October 31st will then be dispersed later in November. But again, like I said, volume rebates, we calculate them from January through May 31st, and those get paid out end of June, early July, along with your add-ons. And then any of the products, June 1st all the way to October 31st, those get dispersed. Your add-on fees then get dispersed in November, but no rebates qualify in that time window. Hope that makes sense. If you guys do have any questions about the rebate incentives and how that works, feel free just to reach out, open a ticket, and we'll happy to provide any more explanation that is required.